What if volcanoes didn't erupt lava, ash, and destruction, but candy? Yes, imagine it. A giant mountain rumbles, people panic, and then, boom! A glorious explosion of chocolate, lollipops, gummy bears, and jelly beans rains down from the sky. Sounds like a dream, right? Or a sticky, sugar-fueled disaster. Let us dive into this sweet scenario and figure out what would really happen if volcanoes erupted candy instead of lava. Would the world be a better place? Or would we all be drowning in marshmallows? First, let's talk about how volcanoes work in the real world. Deep underground, pressure builds as molten rock called magma heats up and tries to escape. Eventually, it erupts through the Earth's surface, releasing lava, gas, and ash. The temperature, around 1,000 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt your face and your hopes. Now imagine replacing that magma with liquid caramel, or a core of bubbling soda, or a chamber filled with molten chocolate under pressure. Boom! The mountain explodes, not with fire, but with sweetness. Sounds great. Until you think about the physics. Candy isn't exactly lightweight. If a volcano blasted 10,000 tons of candy into the sky, it would still obey gravity. So, yeah, instead of burning lava, entire towns might get buried in a sugary avalanche. A chocolate tsunami, a Skittles storm. The dream quickly becomes a dentist's nightmare. And what about the heat? Even candy melts. Molten sugar can reach dangerous temperatures. In fact, it burns worse than oil. So, unless this candy volcano erupts at room temperature, we're still dealing with hot, sticky doom. And the worst part? Burned sugar smells nice, but it sticks to your skin like glue. Now let's get weird. What if the volcanoes were cold? What if, instead of heat, these candy volcanoes just shot out pre-packaged treats like a reverse vending machine? Sounds more peaceful, right? Well, not exactly. Imagine the entire food economy collapsing. Chocolate companies, gone. Farmers, bankrupt. Why grow crops when a volcano just dropped 200 tons of peanut butter cups on your town? Suddenly, sugar is free. Everyone becomes a candy hoarder. Diabetes rates go through the roof. Kids stop going to school because they're outside waiting for the next eruption. Adults quit their jobs to build candy collection drones. Wars break out over who controls the biggest volcano. Candyland becomes real, and it's chaos. And let's not forget the environment. Candy melts in the rain. Forests would turn into sticky messes. Rivers turn into syrup. Wildlife? Confused and probably very hyperactive. Imagine squirrels high on sugar, birds addicted to lollipops, bears rolling in jelly. Nature turns into a cartoon, but not the good kind. But maybe, just maybe, we find a way to adapt. Scientists study the candy eruptions and learn to predict them. Cities build candy-catching infrastructure, giant nets, conveyor belts, recycling centers that turn melted sweets into biofuel. Economies shift. New industries rise. Candy engineers become a real job. We build flavor-powered cars, maybe even candy-powered spaceships. Elon Musk is probably already interested. Now, let's crank it up a bit. What if each volcano produced a different kind of candy? The one in Italy spits out tiramisu truffles. Japan gets matcha Kit Kats. Mexico, spicy tamarind gummies. And the US? You already know it's raining M&Ms and bacon-flavored jelly beans. The world becomes a flavor map, and international trade becomes a candy swap party. Suddenly, tourism explodes. People visit volcanoes for dessert. But even in this candy-coated utopia, problems remain. Sugar attracts bugs, lots of bugs, ants the size of cars, mosquitoes that taste like bubblegum but bite like lava. Giant bees fighting over jelly rivers. It's nature, with cavities. Also, people get greedy. Governments start mining candy. They build dams to redirect caramel flows. They tax chocolate emissions. Black markets rise. Candy smuggling becomes a global issue. And somewhere, someone asks, can we weaponize it? Spoiler alert, yes. Hard candy grenades, cotton candy fog bombs, nuclear nougat. Let's stop right there. So what does this all mean? If volcanoes erupted candy instead of lava, the world wouldn't end in fire. It would end in sugar, sweet, delicious, irresistible, and probably deadly in large quantities. But in the end, maybe the real eruption is our imagination. The truth is, we love to dream, to wonder, to ask impossible questions, because even if volcanoes don't shoot gummy bears today, who says they won't tomorrow? So now I'll ask you, if you had your own candy volcano, what would it erupt? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked this sugary speculation, check out our next video. What if gravity stopped working for 5 seconds? Spoiler, it's absolute chaos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a sweet moment with us.